Doug Faith here, and I want to talk to you about a very important lesson, okay? And let me warn you, it's a very basic lesson, yet don't let its simplicity minimize the significance of it, okay? Because there are plenty of people that did not heed this advice, and they have lost hundreds of millions of dollars. That's right, hundreds of millions of dollars in the real estate market over the last few years because they did not heed this advice. So listen closely, okay? And I want to talk about the difference between speculators and true investors. Okay, and I want to reference a book, one of the best-selling real estate books of all time, a book you've probably heard of before called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And one of the things that Rich Dad talks to us about are the fundamentals of investing in positive cash flow, income-producing properties, and the difference between those who invest that way and those who don't. So let's actually jump right into that and start by looking at what is a speculator. Who is a speculator? Speculators are people that only make money one way. They only make money when they sell. So the whole time they're holding the asset, they're losing money every single month. And the only way they get their payday is when they sell. And if they can't sell, they're in big trouble. So what that means is they only make money in up markets. And anyone that's been paying attention to the real estate market lately, you know prices have been dipping fast and dipping dramatically. So speculators oftentimes have found themselves in situations where they can't sell, and then they have negative cash flow each month. So let's actually look specifically what that looks like. So speculators, again, are finding themselves in negative cash flow situations, which means is they can't sell the property, and every month their mortgage payment and expenses are $2,000, their rent of only $1,000, which leaves them with a negative cash flow every month of $1,000. That means that every single month $1,000 is coming out of their pocket, okay? And the problem is most speculators cannot afford losing $1,000 on every month, especially if you multiply that by having 10 properties, you're now losing $10,000 every month. So let's actually transition out and talk about the true investors, because believe it or not, some true investors had their best year ever in 2008 and are going to have an even better year in 2009. Okay, and what makes a true investor a true investor? Well, let's look at that. Again, going back to what Rich Dad taught us, positive cash flow. True investors invest in positive cash flow. They invest in properties that produce passive income every single month. And an example may look like where their expenses and mortgage payments are $1,000 a month, their rent is $2,000 a month, which leaves them with a positive cash flow of $1,000 a month. So again, these true investors, they have $1,000 coming into their pocket every month. And I want to talk about some of the examples and some of the numbers that I went over here. You may be watching this video and saying, well, look, these numbers are impossible. I don't have these numbers, where I live. Well, guess what? I actually had the exact same situation. I grew up in New York where real estate prices have been absolutely ridiculous. So I actually had to move outside my comfort zone. I had to go outside my area and find areas that were nearby, anywhere from 1 to 2 hours, where I could find income-producing properties below market value. And you can do that too. And not only that, when you're investing in income-producing properties, you want to make as much cash flow as you can, right? I mean, that makes sense. So I want to talk about a specific niche, and I'm going to refer to kind of a cliche that the riches are in the niches, okay? And this niche specifically, which I've been investing in for over 3 years now, has been student housing, okay? And why this niche has been so powerful is because of the demographics, okay? Right now, colleges and universities can only house 30% of its current enrollment. And over the next decade, there are 80 million echo boomers turning the age of 18. Okay, so as of right now, there's a huge housing shortage, and over the next decade, there's going to be a huge spike in college population. So what that means is big opportunities for both you and me, not only today, but for the next decade. And what I love about this, and I want to point this out, this is not speculation. This is going to happen. These are facts, these are numbers. This is going to happen. So, let's both take advantage of that, okay? And I've been fortunate enough, I've been actually investing in the student housing for 3 years now, and I've been able to acquire over 22 units, providing housing for over 70 students. And I'm currently under contract on 8 more units, and I'm in negotiations to acquire another 12 on top of those 8. And I'll have those buildings up and running by this summer, and at that point I'll be able to achieve and reach my lifelong dream of achieving financial freedom at the age of 27. And what that means for me, achieving financial freedom, that means the passive income that I have coming in from these properties is going to exceed all of my expenses. That means that I'm not going to have to work each and every day. I'm going to get to choose when I work. That means that I'm going to get to spend more time with the people that I love most, my friends, my family. I'm going to be able to travel. I'm going to be able to do the things that I'm most passionate about, which is teaching and educating. I'm going to be able to do more videos like this. I'm going to be able to do the things that I believe that God put me on this earth for. Okay? And we got a lot more stuff coming up, so be on the lookout for more of our videos, and make sure to check out the Positive Cash Flow with Student Housing program. Talk to you soon.